Hello everyone, myself Dr. Kirti Mathur. I am MPT musculoskeletal and I am presently working as Assistant Professor, Department of Physiotherapy, Dolphin PG Institute of Biomedical and Natural Sciences. Today I am going to discuss a topic from orthopedics and it's a surgical procedure named osteotomy. If we divide this term in two parts, then it is osteo and ectomy. So osteo means bone and ectomy means cutting. So basically osteotomy is a surgical procedure that involves bone cutting and the surgeon removes a wedge of bone located near the damaged joint. And this procedure is supposed to cause a shift of weight from the area where there is cartilage damage to an area where there is more normal or healthy cartilage. And this is performed in an attempt to correct an abnormality that has resulted from a trauma or illness. Most of the time it happens that after a traumatic condition like fracture, there may be a misalignment which can lead to a deformity in the patient, and this all can be corrected by osteotomy procedure. And this surgical intervention is commonly performed in people suffering from osteoarthritis, but practically speaking this is not used a lot after osteoarthritis, because osteoarthritis is mainly taken care by a conservative method. And most of the time when we are using this osteotomy is when we are treating a traumatic condition or any abnormality or deformity caused by an illness. And the osteotomy is able to correct the biomechanical alignment of the limb, and it increases the contact area or improve the congruence of the joint. If contact area is increased, load on the joint is decreased, which reduces the friction of the joint. Now, what are the indications of osteotomy? Means what are those conditions where osteotomy is indicated or we have to go for the this surgical procedure? So first indication is growth discrepancy. Growth discrepancy can be said as growth disorders which can be caused by a trauma, disease or a genetic predisposition, often due to premature closure in an injury. And this is especially a problem in forearm and legs where two bones are present. So if we concentrate on the main indication, so that is a growth discrepancy or any growth disorder which may be due to a traumatic condition or any genetic condition which causes an abnormal closure. So we correct that abnormality by this surgical procedure of osteotomy. And the unaffected bone continues to elongate while the damaged bone lengthens at a slower pace. The normal bone will be forced to bend away from the shortened bone and will cause a deformity and altered orientation of the joint. So this is what exactly happens at the site of injury, which results into the deformity, and we correct this deformity by using osteotomy. And the osteotomy is necessary to straighten the deformity and return the limb to normal function and appearance. Similarly, the trauma of the portion of a growth plate may result in selective slowing or cessation of growth on that side, while growth is normal on the unaffected side of the same bone. Example, traumatism on the lateral side of the distal phases of the radius results in wrist deformity. Means on the affected side or on the traumatized side, the growth will not be normal, while on the unaffected side growth will be normal. So this abnormality in growth pattern may result in a deformity, and the osteotomy is necessary to return the bone to the normal anatomical position. So we can see in this picture, here we have removed a wedge from the bone, and this is our tibia, and this wedge is removed. And then there is in this picture you can see earlier there was a deformity. This is called genu varum deformity, which results most of the time due to osteoarthritis. So we have removed a wedge of bone from this side, and after osteotomy you can see that deformity is corrected. Again in the next picture, here you can see there is a deformity, this same condition, genu varum deformity, and from here this on the lateral side a wedge is removed, and when this wedge is removed there is correction of the deformity, this is corrected. And sometimes we fix these things with the plate, means we are fixing it with the internal fixators also. Like you can see in this picture, there is flexion of the these joints, distal phalangeal joints. So after correction we have made a metacarpal cut slide bag, and then a screw is inserted, and the extra part of the bone which was causing the deformity is trimmed off, and the toe bone have room to relax. Now you can see that this deformity is corrected after removing the extra bone. So this was before surgery and this is after surgery. Now you can see this deformity is corrected because that extra bone is removed. Then it is also used in conditions where there is deformity after a malunion. So diaphyseal and metaphyseal fractures may join in malposition, and which results in angular, rotational or shortened positions that require osteotomy. So this is main indication for osteotomy, because if there is malalignment, means fracture has healed but it has healed in the wrong position, so this results into a deformity which needs a correction, and this is done with the help of osteotomy. If we see a rotational deformity, so this can happen after a trauma or due to a deformation in the position of the baby in the uterus, which is known as the tibial torsion. So in this picture you can see that there is internal tibial torsion, and this need to be corrected with the help of osteotomy, because if this child grows then it can lead to further development of the deformities and it can affect the normal gait pattern of the patient. See here, there is internal rotation of the femur and there is internal rotation of the tibia. So this is leading to the deformity which is corrected with the help of osteotomy. And these are some pictures which are showing the deformities which need a correction. So there is external tibial torsion. Then osteotomy may be necessary in severe cases that affect the function of the bone, because basically we are using limbs for various functions, and they are used throughout the day for various daily activities. So if there is any abnormality in the growth, or if there is any malalignment, so this can lead to the functional disabilities. So if there is a limitation of the functional capacity of a patient, then osteotomy becomes very necessary. Then in cases of discrepancy in length, osteotomy is specially indicated, and this surgery is done to correct the hip dysplasia, and this usually done early before there are functional changes in the joint. So if there is some growth defect by birth, so this can be corrected before the final fixation of the joints. So discrepancy in length is corrected by osteotomy. Then coming on to the contraindications, means what are the basic, what are the main conditions which are totally contraindicated in osteotomy, and they are neuropathic arthropathy, inflammatory arthropathy, infections, osteopenia severa, means very severe osteopenia, and advanced arthritis. In these conditions, patient is already fragile. He cannot accommodate with these surgical procedures, so we would not go for this osteotomy in these conditions. Then what are the principles of osteotomy? So first principle is accurate alignment and narrowing of gap must be achieved. Second, rigid fixation must be provided using internal or external fixations. And third, the soft tissue must be carefully protected. These are the basic three principles of osteotomy. Then coming on to the procedure, what is the basic procedure we follow? So pre-operative radiographs of the affected bones should be made as of the bones and the normal non-affected contralateral limbs. Then X-ray should include the entire joint above and below the deformed bone. Rotational deformity can be missed on radiographs and should be measured clinically. So before any surgical procedure, we have to make sure the exact condition and exact stage of deformity of a particular joint. So before surgery, we'll assess it properly with the help of the diagnostic techniques along with the clinical examinations. And the correction must be planned at the site of greatest deformity, and the amount of bone resection, the angle of the osteotomy, and the plane of osteotomy should be planned well by preoperative schemes. And in the case of osteoarthritis in the knee, the surgeon will extract a piece of bone from the tibia. If the damage to the knee joint is on the inside, this piece of bone will be taken from outside of the tibia. Means from where we are taking out the wedge, it depends on the side of the deformity. Then this will tip the body weight towards the healthier section of the cartilage on the outside of the knee joint. This ensures that the loads of weight are evenly distributed in the cartilage of the knee, which means that the deterioration of the cartilage ceases, because in the degenerated joints, what happens, there is improper distribution of the weight over the cartilage, which further leads to its degenerative changes, fast degenerative changes. So if we have done this correction surgical procedure, so there is equal distribution of weight over the cartilage, which stops it further deterioration. Once the surgeon has removed the piece of bone from the tibia, they will join the two parts of the bone and fix them. If osteoarthritis is affecting the outside of the knee joint, the process is the same. So we have to consider where is the deformity, from where we have to take out the wedge of the bone, and however the bone piece will be removed from the inner side of the leg to shift the weight towards the inner side of the knee. This is very, very important, that from where we have to take out the bone. A hip osteotomy is the same type of operation, but the piece of bone that is removed is from the thigh bone. The recovery of an osteotomy depends on the surgical techniques used, and patient is able to put weight after 10 to 12 weeks. So usually any patient takes minimum 10 to 12 weeks. It could take up to a year to fully recover and adjust to the new leg position. And to help with a quick recovery, the patient will have to perform physical therapy to help with the realignment. So mainly recovery depends on the overall condition of the patient. If a patient is already suffering from various medical complications, so definitely the healing process will be affected. But if a healthy patient has gone through this surgical procedure, so normally it takes 10 to 12 weeks, but still patient needs a proper physiotherapy treatment after the surgery, because a joint needs time to realign and functional capacities to reach at their maximum. Then what are the main types of osteotomies? So first is osteotomia transversal. It is the ideal for the correction of rotation only in the metaphyseal and diaphyseal region. The osteotomy is performed in the area of greater rotation, cutting a transverse plane through the bone. When the transverse osteotomy technique is used, the fixation is very, very stable, and this is basically used for the rotational corrections. Next is oblique osteotomy, and this allows two bones to separate or to lengthen, and it can also be used to provide a rotational correction by placing the proximal obliquity in the medullary cavity of the distal fragment, this providing a pivotal point for derotation and varus or valgus realignment. So oblique osteotomy and transverse osteotomy both can be used for rotational correction, but oblique is mainly done for separating or lengthening of the two bones. Next is wedge osteotomy, which is most common, and this is also called as cuneiform osteotomy. The wedge osteotomy is mainly used to correct the angular deformities, and these are the main deformities, but it can be used for angular and rotation problems if both exist simultaneously. And then again, wedge osteotomy is of two types. One is open wedge osteotomy and second is closed wedge osteotomy. In case of open wedge osteotomy, cut is made at the desired site and a wedge of bone is inserted into the concave surface which produces a bone lengthening. So this is open wedge osteotomy. While in closed wedge osteotomy, a predetermined bone size is removed from the point of maximum deformity with the base of the wedge on the convex surface of the deformity. So this is closed wedge osteotomy. After that, the spaces closes, correcting the angle and fixed. The closed wedge produces a slight shortening of the bones, and osteotomies can be stabilized using fixation elements that are made up of biodegradable materials, stainless steel and titanium. And the conventional form of internal or external fixation use elements such as internal fixation includes poles, staples, spines, needles, wires, screws, plates and intramedullary nails. While for external fixation we use uniplanar, standard, Ilizarov annular fixator, hybrid fixators. So these are different types of fixators, external and internal fixator. So this was all about osteotomy. I hope this lecture will help you to understand it better. Thank you so much.